Mouta Massi, bringing you the latest happenings in dancehall and reggae music.
Welcome, it's Mouta Massi, and here are the stories making the cut for today. The other day when Gaza Hindu came on the VIX, she revealed that Usain Bolt assisted her during her time of need.
I did really sick. Who me reach out to?
Who?
I said I'm dying for the day. I said that man there. I went yesterday. Yesterday I said the boss with him. And I said, oh, my general for their own Bolt. I'm not see Bolt yet. Brother, a Bolt me reach out to. Yeah.
And he helped?
Without hesitation.
Nice.
Foota Hype was on his live yesterday. I did not feature this part because it was at the end and the video was a bit too long. But he spoke on the situation with Gaza Hindu. Check this out.
I see an interview with Gaza Indu, right? And she has say, let me take out my glasses. And Gaza Indu has say, she have to big up Usain Bolt because she did sick and have cancer and I bleed out and I got dead. And Usain Bolt have to save her life. Can't tell how that. Oh, Usain Bolt to save Gaza Indu life and you have money. All when you're there jail, you make crazy money. So are we to believe that you never there help Gaza Indu in her sickness? I know you come from prison, she turned back from Christian and come back in her world. You see how she love you? So you mean say you're gonna make Gaza Indu dead? Big up Usain Bolt. Big up Usain Bolt.
Well, Massive, Una did have the same question like Foota Hype. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Ninja Man sent another letter from prison. This time he's addressing the NIAH situation. Check this out.
This is the final letter from Ninja Man for 2024 to the Jamaican people. I am Jojo Mac. With the festive season in high gear and 2025 drawing near, many will begin to make resolutions. How rich they want to be, how they want their bodies to be. People getting enhanced body parts and some making resolutions to become brownings. With all the resolutions you make, consider the word intention. Having the intention to do something positively impactful that will serve you and the people around you well. Have an intention to show love where there was disdain. Show tolerance where there was hate. Speak truth instead of lies and build bridges where there was separation. I'm imploring all Jamaicans to try love. Extend that love to each other and let's see if we can be the blueprint to greatness. The Jamaican people are a force to reckon with. We are loved around the world, though not as much as before. One of the main reasons behind that is the fact that the world saw us loving each other. We exuded love. We were happy people who had welcoming smiles. It was a time where everyone wanted to be a Jamaican. Since the emergence of social media, a lot of darkness has clouded the space in such a profound way that we see reptilian venom being spewed at each other online that spilled from virtual to actual physical attacks with total disregard for life, infested to the point where lives can be taken on camera with such disregard. Say what you like, but the way I see it, the lack of love or even like that we show for each other is transparent to the world. They have their popcorn and their sodas watching you, giving you the laughs, the likes, and the gifts you so desire, while thinking how disgraceful you have become. And for the most part, just to make an extra dime. Making money is good. Creating content is good. But when it's disrespectful or hurtful, it can cause major issues. Everyone now has the opportunity to be a content creator and make money. So there's no reason for jealousy. And so what if someone else makes more money than you? You only have to strive to improve your game, why would you be mad? You should be happy for each other. And just a little word of advice. Stop telling people so publicly how much money you're making. People generally keep their salaries or wages private. I say this to say, we have to do better in front of the world. Because the more we show our ill feelings toward each other, the more we lose on how the world feels about us. Some people may say that the people who do these things are a minority, and they would be right. But in the space that they are most seen, they are indeed the great majority, as the space is permeated with their offerings. And whether it's out of curiosity or interest, people are gravitating to them in droves. Some of these people do not realize that they can be quite interesting without the repulsiveness. And if we as Jamaicans stop sensitizing it, we may once again find our footing and begin to close that gap that distances us from the people around the world who loves us so much for our drive, our culture, our compassion, our humor, and our resilience, not to mention our charm. Make this new year a time to love, a time to give, and a time to receive good advice and suggestions, as no one is an island. Make it a time of reflection. See yourself for who you truly are. Decide if you like who you have become. Analyze yourself honestly and decide if you are really happy with yourself. Then vow to make the necessary changes. We all have to strive individually to tap into our higher being and exert goodness and joy. Care about your fellow man, woman, boy, and girl. Let's go for greatness. It's in our DNA. A country cannot be great without the people being great. Jamaican people were born for greatness, and yes, we have all the tools, but it's up to all of us what we decide to build with the tools we have. It's up to us to paint the picture we want to see, no matter where we are in the diaspora. We're all from one Jamaica, and though many of us may run into obstacles along the way to greatness, we have to bear in mind purpose and conscious volition. Take care of yourselves and your families. Give the love you wish to receive. Be kind to each other and show empathy to others. That's what a positive, patriotic Jamaican does. All the best to each and every one of you. It's never too late to lead with love. The Don Gargan, Ninja Man.
Ninja Man always offering some valid insight. But anyways, Massive, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. What would happen to Jamaica if the current youths lived back in the days of slavery? Well, that's a very interesting perspective. Here is what Ganguly has to say.
Uno do a Massi. Two of them are youth are weak. If them are youth did born in a slavery time, they only hold out, you know. Me guarantee say me and you and 3/4 Jamaica who no exist. We who no born. Cause a be a man them a youth a love, you know. And a be a woman, them a woman a love. So picture where that happen if them a youth did born in a slavery time. Cause right now, you know, no baby not born. Up a Jubilee empty, the bed there empty. Go ask the doctor them.
I've been wanting to make this video for months now, and today I just had to put the time aside because the message is so very, very important. As a matter of fact, it is a warning, and it is simple. Jamaican women need to start having children, and they need to start having children now. I notice I didn't say should or want or anything like that. I said need. Jamaican women need to start having children, or else we are going to suffer. Right? And I'm not talking about Jamaica suffering in the macro aspects of it. We'll talk about the economy, etc. I'm talking about you and I. There's going to be pain and suffering. So let me just kind of break this down for you. Jamaica's birth rate has fallen to 1.9. Now, for a society to have a stable population, they need a birth rate of 2.1 or at least 2 children per woman, right? Now, what this means for us is that we are going to very, very soon have a chronic shortage of people in our population. So when we talk about 30, 40 years from now, we're going to have a huge issue because with all that has happened in society and all our liberation, etc., the biology of man has not changed. And so it is still once a man and twice a child. And so when it is that we get older, 30, 40 years from now, those of us who are, 35 and 30 and over 40, that sort of thing, then we are not going to have any caregivers, yeah? Now, this is a problem that many countries have been facing, and the more developed countries, they have found ways of coping. But I dare say to you that these coping strategies will not work for us because we are a small, poor country. And so, whereas Canada and the US could find ways to import labor so that they could have caregivers for the elderly, we won't be able to import labor because Jamaica just does not have the pull factors necessary to pull a person from them yard to come to Jamaica to come and look after our elderlies as caregivers. It's as simple as that. We don't have it. You understand what I'm saying? And so, if it is that we are going to have persons later on, nurses, if we're going to have doctors, if we're going to have people just to help us when it is that we're at our worst to give us a drink of water, we need to start having children so that we can have caregivers. Now, I know many persons will misconstrue this message to say, oh, so we must just have children so we can have caregivers. Yeah, I know persons will say that, but I will say to you that if we do not give of ourselves right now so that we can have children and spend time to grow and nurture and love them, when it is that we are going to be in need of nurturing and caring, we will have nobody. It's as simple as that. And no matter how we want to postulate and posit and talk about what should be, the reality of it won't change. Yeah, life is as it is. And I will say to you that there are others that are asking me, why am I speaking to the women? Why am I not talking to the men? Yeah, because there are many, many women, if they find the right man, a man that is a good man, that proves himself to be a protector and a provider, even if they're not wealthy, they would have the children and they would move forward. It is just that there's such a chronic shortage of men like these. Yeah, so they're saying, talk to the men, don't talk to the women. But I have to speak to the women. One, because women are the ones that have children. And two, when we think about the persons who will sit and think about the future, who are planning about what's going to happen to their lives, you know, when they're 65 and 70, it's not men. Most men don't look past them nose. You know, there are some out there that don't even intend to live past 40, even though they are living to 70 and suffering. They're not thinking about it. It's women who are thinking about it. And so I have to get the message to women to say, hey, we have to find a way to start having children. We have to change this psyche. We have to change this particular view that, you know, I'm choosing happy, so I'm not going to have children. Mash down that lie. When did it become that children will automatically mean that your life is going to change for the worse? That has not been my experience at all. At all. You understand what I'm saying? Nor is it true that you have to be wealthy to have children. When did we get to the point that where we believe that our rich childhood is the only good childhood? No, I will say to you that I try my best to give my children all that I can. You understand? And so, you know, the things that they are able to do, I didn't even dream of. But that doesn't mean that they're happier than I was. They might be as happy as I am, but I can tell you that they aren't more loved than I was, that they aren't as, you know, more happy than I was growing up. And I was blessed as a child. I was loved, I was supported, and we were poor, we were not wealthy. And so I'm not saying that we ought to be poor and have children. I'm saying plan for children. I'm saying that if you are 25, your next 10-year plan must include 2 children, because we're going to need children and therefore adults later on, unless if we don't get that, sorry, we're going to suffer pain and suffering. And if you're 30 and 35, you're living in your future right now, you need a 3-year plan. You understand what I'm saying? To have children. Yeah? And so I don't know if the solutions that I can give to you as to how we're going to get to the point where women are having children are going to be the best solutions. Yeah, but at least the conversation needs to start. That persons with brighter minds than I, you know, bigger brains than I, can come up with this sort of solution that can save us from ourselves. Because the norms and values that we're developing right now, where we are against childbearing and against child rearing, is going to lead to sufferation. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, physical. Because remember, we are living longer and dying slower. And when I say we're dying slower, it's because we're having this whole heap of ailments. Yeah? So even though we are alive, we're not really living. We are just dying, and we're going to need persons to assist us. And if we don't have children, when we say pain and suffering. And so I'm saying today, spread the message far and wide. I am saying if you're 25, 26, 27, 28, if you're 35, it's urgent. The time is now. Jamaican women need to start having children. You understand? And if you're against this message, say something. You know, as my friend would say, come fight me. Because at least then the conversations would begin and we can start getting to a point where we have solutions because there is a change that is necessary. I had forgotten to add that those of us who believe that we're fine because we're putting money away for our care when we get older need to also remember that with the scarcity of labor, the price of care is going to be so high that the little pension that you have won't be able to afford you care. Yeah, because there are so many of us that are comfortable that, okay, fine, I don't have any children, but I have the money that I will be able to get somebody to look after me. Who? Because nobody not having children either. So who are you going to pay? And just how are you going to afford it? Yeah? We need babies in bellies. That's all I'm saying here. We need to start discussing what are the ways, what are the solutions, what are the things that we need to be putting in place over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years so that we can get babies in bellies and children that are loved and nurtured and grown into adults that can give that same sort of nurturing and loving when it is needed.
So that's it for today, Massive Montana. Big up on a nice clean self. Enough love, enough respect. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. Positive vibrations going out to the Massive. I'm Mouta Massi. Magan.
Mouta Massi. Mouta Massi. Covering the latest in Jamaican music and culture. Like, share, comment and subscribe now.